So, we've heard everybody's stories over and over again. We've heard white people's stories. We've heard light-skinned people's stories, heard mixed people's stories. And even though they're doing a great job at broadening the perspective of the individual experience, such as drug addiction, the trans girl experience, sexual violence, and the word we all hate, pedo activity. And I'm so glad that they are coming to this, trying to bring awareness to these things, because it's one of those, it's like a bunch of these ideas that we're constantly like turning a blind eye to and acting like these things don't happen every single day. So even though that they were able to incorporate all these stories in, willingly or not, they have excluded the dark skin experience.
Mm-hmm.
So to start off with, why do you think that is? As much as awareness as this has been going on, why is this still happening?
Right. So that's a really hard question, because whenever I think about it, because I heard about the creator, Sam Livingston, he can't really speak because he's a white man who had a past of former drug addiction. And so he's basically putting himself in the shoes as Rue.
Mm-hmm.
And, Drake is a producer, a light-skinned man.
Okay.
I don't know who's in the room. Right. Drake is one of the producers. Okay. So I was like, okay, whenever I first saw it, I was like, this feels like Degrassi, but like on a higher level, the stuff that they really couldn't talk about, because they talked about some stuff, but it was like in your window type stuff. So, yeah. And so, whenever I think about shows, I'm like, okay, who's in the room? Like for Insecure, these are Black women, They have some white women, they have some white men in the room, but as I watched the final episode of Insecure and like the little documentary that they had a white man. He was like, I am the only white man over here, and I'm not even straight. So he was a gay white man. And so they made sure that it was a lot of diversity in that room.
Yeah.
So you never know what Euphoria, okay, they kind of like riding the edge of, I don't want to tell their story because I don't know their story.
I think they might be being a little careful about it. I don't know. We don't know. They're not, hopefully they're not just like sitting in a circle and just like, when, are we not going to do the dark skin? Or,
right. Because it's like, I don't know. I feel like with that, they need to not force it as well. Like, oh, we have to put a Black girl in it and make her like this. Like, I want them to genuinely want a dark-skinned woman in this and to make her like a full-fledged character. I don't want her to be in the background, So that's my thing with it. So if they
brings me to my next, brings me to my next question.
Right.
Because it's like so many shows, like if they do include a dark-skinned girl, it's one particular dark-skinned girl.
Right.
And they aren't kind of going into like the different, if you want to get the different dark-skinned girl experiences, you got to go to the Black TV shows.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, at what point are we saying, okay, like we aren't just going to want these experiences to be just in Black TV shows. We want these experiences in regular mainstream TV shows. So my idea, because I was like tweeting and everything, and I'm like, my idea, I'm writing the character in my head of what I think like she should be and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like who could be a good character to add into Euphoria. And I was like, there's some wonderful dark-skinned girls that could play the character. They can find them on YouTube, they can find them all kind of places, but they just kind of aren't being elevated in this aesthetic. You know what I mean? But there are dark-skinned girls in this aesthetic. And so my idea of that girl is like, it would be like this dark-skinned girl, she is the captain of the color guard team or something like that, and she's asexual, just something that actually happens, and
right.
So that being my idea, what would you think, like in your own creative way.
That's interesting.
Yeah. How would she be portrayed to you?
Well, first of all, I gotta say, I love the aesthetics of Euphoria. Yeah. I love the clothing, everything, the hair, the makeup, everything. And I like how they do. So, you know, the same as how they have the white characters, the Latino characters, they showing like different sides of them, like Kat being a bigger girl, you know, Maddie. I mean, she beautiful, but she got flaws, you know, they showing people that are beautiful with flaws, her and Cassie. But as far as like a Black girl and like a dark-skinned girl, I could see her being like one of like the shy girls, you know, like being like a shy girl with having like the fashion sense on point.
Yeah.
She either got locks or some like dope hairstyle.
Freeform locks.
Right. Freeform locks and like
her with freeform locks. Like
yeah. She do what she do. And you know, she close with Jules, or like that's Jules' new friend. Because what's Zendaya character name again?
Zendaya Rue.
Yeah, because Rue has a new friend now, but so Jules has a new friend and they cool. Rue start getting jealous, something like that. She low-key loves EDM music. like
she could easily like move in, like her dad could be in the military.
Right, she's a new girl. Yeah, she's a new girl. She doesn't have any friends yet, and Jules is like, okay, hey, what's up, girl? Because the thing is, like, Rue doesn't, to me, she's not really in that friend group of Kat, Jules, Maddie. She really not.
She's the only reason why she's there is because she's friends with Lexi. And Lexi is Cassie's sister. So
and she ain't even a good friend to Lexi. Poor Lexi. But yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. I could see her like that. Like, real shy, but whenever she get that one friend, she gonna get in the friend group and be like that girl.
Yeah. Okay, so I really hope they like, I really hope they get on this, because it's not just a Black experience. It's a woman's experience, you know. It's
a young woman like about to, you know, in high school, there's so many different, like, I can name you so many different types of Black girls in high school. Like, you know,
I know
we're not like a monolith, like we always be telling people, but yeah, there's so many things that they could do with like a Black girl character, like fully Black.
What would you like to see? Okay, so you know how we are in the Black community, like we are picky. We this is not I don't even know what to call it. It's like it's a fight. It's a constant fight, and no matter who, no matter what happens, no matter what kind of dark-skinned girl get on the screen, we are going to have something to say about it.
That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah.
So being that this show has so much LGBTQ in it, how do you feel that would be like a safe way for them to go about portraying her sexuality? Some good questions. Some hard questions.
You know, I feel like the people that watch Euphoria are mature.
Yeah.
It's not people that's gonna be like really care that much about what her sexuality may be.
Yeah.
It could be non-binary, you know, you never know.
It's mainly just gonna be the people on Twitter with the think pieces.
Because they just gonna look at one snippet, one clip of her with somebody else and be like, why are y'all watching that? But I mean, just like with Cal, what happened with Cal in the recent episode, I was like, oh.
Wait, what?
I had no problem with it, but it was just in my face and I was not ready. I mean, it was in his face too.
Everybody kept on saying that, like the first 2 minutes, somebody getting their booty,
like, okay, HBO really mean what they say in the little turns before. I was like,
hey, it is some good cinematic. It's great camera work. All the angles, got the angles, they perfect.
Yeah, but let me go back. I'm sorry, I'm not even answering the question yet. But kind of like Big Mouth. Have you seen Big Mouth?
Yes.
The Black girl, whenever she said that she was asexual.
Yes.
I can see that. I can really see that.
Yeah. They could go that route. Yeah. They definitely, it's time. Yeah. They don't have to be afraid. It's time. They could go the route. And yeah. So just want to throw that out there because I know that if she's gay or we're gonna have a lot to say. If she's asexual, maybe not so much because are,
or maybe she's just trying to fight. Well, she started off asexual, then she wither her way to whatever she wanted.
Yes.
Yeah, because she's trying to figure it out. She's like, who do I even like? Do I like anything?
Yes, let her have it. Let her have all the experience.
Yeah, I like that. Her like finding herself, because that's like a thing that all teenagers are gonna, go through. But if they could tell that through her story, that would be great. Because they're not really telling much about like Lexi. Mm-hmm. They may say, "Oh, Lexi's asexual," but she like Fizz.
Yeah, Lexi, she curious.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna see about her. Right. I do think that they could make. There's some people in the show that they could make dark skin, just to kind of keep, make it a little bit more equal or something. Mm-hmm. Elliot's
Rooster or whoever that was,
I don't know who that was, but rather it was his mama or his sister. One of his parents could be dark skinned. If that was his mama, his daddy could still be dark skinned. His hair could just be fine. You know what I mean? So there's all kind of different ways they can go with like adding somebody with just
honestly, I was thinking they're gonna end up having someone, whether it's like a mistress or something like that for Cal, be like a dark-skinned male or something like that. Would be
Oh man. Okay, Twitter already like somebody already said something about that. They said because they were like the only dark-skinned one y'all had was the one that Cal had in the video or whatever. Because remember they had one in the one of them in the video.
Hey, he could have just been tan. You never know.
I don't know, but we all know Cal. He ain't got no type, so
he don't care. Cal don't care.
Okay. Okay, let me see where I'm at now. Okay. So as far as celebrities or YouTubers, it doesn't have to be anybody super famous. It could be somebody that you just know. Who do you think would be a good fit? And you could still use the one I told you earlier if you're at a loss.
Dang. Well,
I wanted to ask you earlier.
I'm trying to think of people who can act also, because I'm still just like, okay, they need to be able to play whatever role. But it could be whoever. But
well,
I would
huh? What you said?
I'm like, huh? What you said?
I mean, like you could do like to me, I imagine her as a mix between Issa Rae or Lauryn Hill.
Okay, so, okay, you said a mix. Okay,
like a mix.
Yeah, no, definitely an awkward Black girl.
Yes,
definitely an awkward Black girl. Like I could literally, but like also she loves music.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
like she can low key sing, but probably like also like in Issa Rae I like Ryan Destiny.
Oh,
from Star, because she has that young face. Like she could really play like a young person, and she is young. And she got that cute little brat's face.
Yeah, and I bet people really miss her from Star. So
yeah, I'm like, does she act anymore?
I don't know. I haven't seen her anything.
I see on Instagram. That's
Me
it.
Too. She's still in that relationship. It was cute. I'm sorry, they still in that relationship because they was cute.
Keith Powers, yes. Cute. Mm-hmm. I could see both of them honestly playing in Euphoria. Like that would be cute. Yeah.
We'll see. Because they are picking some good people to play the role. And I really feel like they're going off of those people, like their experiences, kind of not their experiences, but kind of like a character that really knows how to bring out the emotion of that person. Yeah. You know? because a lot of times they didn't go off the script. Sometimes they just acted it out, like the scene with Rue and her mom, you know, in the first season.
Her mom is honestly, like, I really like her mom as a character. I thought that her mom and may get together.
Me too.
Right? I was like, okay.
I'm gonna put a picture right here.
Right.
It's like the excitement in my brain is making me forget shit.
What's his name? Good, not McKay. Ali.
Ali.
Oh, I forgot about McKay.
Ali. Yeah. Speaking of McKay, what are they gonna do with McKay?
They weren't gonna do nothing with him in the first season. They was just like, okay, Cassie. Okay, maybe Cassie's gonna get pregnant. She got pregnant. And after she had the abortion, I thought that was it. You know, I was like, okay, well, she ain't gonna be with him. He don't want nothing. Like, he don't want no baby. He don't really want to marry you.
I think a lot of people like say they did McKay dirty in the show or whatever. I'm like, McKay didn't care about Cassie anyway. Like, right. Like he cared about her status and like him having that white girl with blonde hair and stuff, you know, and the big tits.
Right.
So that's my thoughts on McKay. But they could go into his story. Did they even go? They did go
barely. They did the football thing and they knew that he wasn't gonna play football, but I wish they would have like showed what else does he want to do like outside of football, because he knows he's short.
He can't play football, so he knows that he can't play football.
Right. So what is he gonna do?
I hope they do get into that, you know, Black Boy Joy story right there. So see
what he got to find out what happened first.
Yeah. Oh Lord, this about to be crazy.
So. Ain't no joy over there, but yeah.
Okay, so we could kind of start trying to end it off. I'm not even sure how long this was, but so speaking of, I kind of just wanted to touch back a little bit on the incorporating Blackness into the mainstream as opposed to Black media itself. So where do you think, because you're in mass comm, you did marketing, right?
Oh, I wasn't, girl. I wish I was in mass comm. They would have taught me better. I was in business.
Oh, yeah. But she's still good at mass comm. Like she's still good at the marketing stuff. So, excuse me. At what point, like, where are we going with it? Like, what is happening to the Black experience right now? Because a whole lot is changing. We're coming into our power, but there's still a whole lot of people left behind, you know, in the conversation. And there's a bunch of different shows. We have about elementary. I just started watching.
Oh, I love that. I love it.
So many different shows that we have, and it's not all just on BET now. So we're like everywhere. Right. Yeah. So that's it's still like this progress happening. And I also feel like there's also like the ones that's kind of being left behind in the conversation are losing their momentum, and they're losing like their hope that they have a place anywhere. You know what I mean? So it's like, where are we going like with it? Just to analyze it, because I know that we can't control everything. Right. You know, but just as in this conversation in general, as while we're here in this video, just to analyze it a little bit and put a stamp in where we are as a Black community. Right. Where do you like, what is your thoughts on it?
So I think once like Issa Rae came out with Insecure and stuff like that, I thought that we were moving towards, we're going back to the 90s where we're going to have more Black people and Black shows created by Black people, you know, and
by Black people.
Right, by Black people with Black people in them. You know. And so that was like a great feeling, because I was like, okay, we finally get to see, we all get to see representation of all different types of Black women and Black men on this show. But as far as trying to like break that barrier of, okay, we want to get into like other shows, like we need to get into more mainstream shows, because like Issa Rae said, it took a while for that pilot to even pop off. It takes a while for production, and like I'm learning that because I'm gonna be a producer for my boyfriend's company, Chateau Rouge Cinema, and we're just trying to aid more people to get into this film industry, honestly, because it's a hard industry to get in, especially being Black. Male or female, period. And the whole production process of things, it takes a while, and it takes a while, and it takes a lot of money. So, there's so many Black people with ideas, like Black people from all over with ideas, but they don't have the money and they don't have the connects. And that's the biggest thing.
And girl, like that is so true. Like those people that's being left behind in the conversation need to be, elevated. So like that's why I love what you're doing with the you're doing a film, a short film.
Yeah, a little short film. Yeah.
And I love what you're doing with that. And on the like the level, like on this level of just kind of starting out, and you're gonna like have that opportunity to bring people that didn't have that experience to come on in and try and get in front of all that equipment, and and I don't know, it's just
it's hard. Like you have to look at the people behind it, because 9 times out of 10 is not going to be like how Issa Rae show, and I'm gonna keep saying Issa Rae because it's 1 in a million, honestly, how this show is created. Because shows, even Martin, they had white men, co-creating this show. It wasn't just Martin Lawrence, because he had to get the funding from these production companies. But to have like a showrunner that's Black, a producer that's Black, all these people that are Black, that are writers, young writers that are in here, that's amazing. But you're gonna have to look at like Abbott Elementary. She started, Vine, then she did BuzzFeed. So she has those connections with people who have a lot of money, who probably invested in her and, been knowing her, because she's been doing this for years. She didn't just start out like on YouTube and blow up. It was like Vine.
Like, but that was so, like, when I put it on my TV, I was like, I heard so much about this in the last few years. I didn't see TikToks, like, and and it just like it did something to me. I'm like, so I didn't want to bring up this point because it's like we've had so many examples, and like how there's always like every generation there's this wave, and then like they call it like this wave of talent, like
little renaissance of
So I really feel like we need to start paying attention to that it's coming up.
Oh yeah.
Right now we're in the middle of it. We're planting the seeds right now for that new era that's coming in. And I hate the fact that some people are losing like that hope and losing like, because this is like such an important time. And there's so much more that we could do, like other than acting or sports and all these different things. And we've had so many great examples in our communities, like in our small communities over the years. Like from my small town, Patterson, Louisiana, there was Miss Henderson. Miss Henderson read to all the students. She was a huge Black activist in my small town of 5,000 people. You know what I mean? And we haven't really had that yet. She passed away. And there, there's people that have created organizations and performing arts schools just for those groups. And I really felt like it's this gap that's like, it's like those people got on that ship and took off. And that's okay, because it got us up there, it got us in the sky, but like there's a whole bunch of other people.
Right. And that's a big thing. Like you gotta go back into the community that you started in. Like, there's a lot of like small town people, but they need help. So if you, you know, have the knowledge and have the funds, go back to your community and like give back. Cause that's definitely something that I want to do. Like I'm from Lafayette. I want to give back to Lafayette, but I'm also residing in Baton Rouge and I really like Baton Rouge. And so does my boyfriend. And that's why we like want to help, you know, young people, whether they're in the film industry or in the creative industry or event planning industry that I'm in, just give back to them and like show them, okay, you can also stay here, you know, and make it better. You don't have to always leave and, you know, go on and work for other people. You could stay here, be your own boss and make it better for other people and train other people and tell them, okay, well, like this is going to be a good thing for all of us, not just for an individual.
Yes. And us just kind of doing that inner work and saying I'm more than everything that everybody's telling me that I am. I have so much I have to do right now. And like be excited about that. Like there's so much.
Yeah, so, there's so many possibilities. Like don't even know. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having me, girl.
I'm so excited because I love Carly. She's great. She just is an example, an inspiration. She's always posting and doing something. Like she's always doing something, y'all. And just go and check her out. I'm gonna put everything and anything that she has going on, all gonna be in the link in the bio. Links in the bio. I'm still getting used to this, but thank you so much for joining me. And I'm going to end right now.
Thanks, girl.